All right. We are back here at Song of the Day, coming to you from the Rock Cave. I'm your host, Mark Pierce, as usual, and it is Sunday. What are we doing today? Sunday is Slowdown Sunday here in the cave, and I'm excited to talk about today's topic. It's been 20 years since this album was released, so we're not going back to the 80s, people, or the 70s, or the 60s. The year's 2000. And on this date last week, December 5th, 2000, they released the soundtrack to the movie Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? Who remembers this? So this movie, great movie, first of all, one of my favorites. Love the characters in this movie, especially George Clooney. Still quote his quotes in that movie to this day. And if you haven't seen it, check it out. And if you haven't watched it in a while, check it out. So this soundtrack was basically recorded before the movie was even shot. They knew it was going to be a big part of the movie, and so they did the soundtrack first, and it's all new recordings with some traditional recordings in there, and it just really brought Americana music to the forefront and made it very popular for a while there. It's bluegrass kind of folk. It's really Americana. That's the best way to put it. It sold something like 8 million copies, was number one, of course, won 3 Grammys, Album of the Year, Country Album of the Year, Country Vocalist of the Year, Vocal Single of the Year. Only the second soundtrack to win Album of the Year, and as fate would have it, last night I learned that the first one was Saturday Night Fever, because we watched the premiere of HBO's documentary about the Bee Gees, How Can You Mend a Broken Heart? If you haven't seen that, or it's not on your radar, make sure you put it on there, because that was really good. On a side note. All right, so there's Appalachia music in here. There's, like I said, this is just really interesting. Some heavy hitters on this record, but just a really, really nice, good record to listen to. They put out a 10th anniversary where they added like 15 more songs on there. So what do we got for songs on there? You got like Big Rock Candy Mountain. Love that one. That one sounds a little bit more traditional. You Are My Sunshine. Everyone knows that song. This is a great version of that song. Down to the River and Pray, Alison Krauss. I mean, this was what really got us into Alison Krauss, was this movie. Let's see, Keep on the Sunny Side by the Whites. The Whites were already established. They're in the Hall of Fame. They're in the Grand Ole Opry Hall of Fame. They're just huge. It's 2 daughters and a father that's singing. One of them married Ricky Skaggs, still married to him to this day. I'll Fly Away is Alison Krauss and Gillian Welch. Great combination there. In the Jailhouse Now, Soggy Bottom Boys are not a real band. That consists of members of Union Station, Alison Krauss's band, and he's the lead singer of the biggest hit off this record, which we'll talk about in a second. Didn't Leave Nobody But the Baby. That's another massive collaboration between Emmylou Harris, Gillian Welch, and Alison Krauss. Love that song. And then, of course, there's that powerhouse we just talked about, which is I'm a Man of Constant Sorrow. The first time I ever heard that was on the Today Show. Katie Couric was interviewing, was it both of them or just George Clooney? But anyway, interviewing them, and they showed just a clip. It was the song wasn't even out yet. They showed just a clip, and I was like, what is that? That is really, really good. And I just really became hooked on that song right off the bat. So that, and there's like 5 different versions in the movie, because there's instrumentals and there's different ones with shorter, longer versions. But anyway, so what a record this is. Again, movie, one of my favorites. I can't talk about it without quoting George Clooney's character about his hair. He's obsessed with his hair, and he has to go around finding his hair product. And so I just crack up on his character. But anyway, he goes to buy it, and he says, the guy gives him, because we have FOP, and he says, FOP, I'm a Dapper Dan man. And so we call it FOP now to this point. We just say my hair product is FOP, or Dapper Dan. So what are we doing for Song of the Day? Song of the Day is, well, I mean, it's got to be I'm a Man of Constant Sorrow. I mean, that's what it's got to be. There's no way around it. This is just an awesome song. But we're going to post a bunch of those other ones under there, so you can give a listen if you're not familiar with it. It's good stuff to listen to on a Sunday morning. So give it a listen. Tell me, you guys seen this movie? Do you like this movie? You got the soundtrack? You listen to the soundtrack? Tell me what you think. Anyway, we got a big week coming up next week. Looking forward to it. And we're going to be getting into some Christmas stuff by the end, I think. Anyway, Song of the Day, Slowdown Sunday. Enjoy your day, and as usual, I'll catch you on the flip side.